Really? Is this actually happening again? I have all the details and the latest updates hot off the wire, so let's get right into it. Alright, so in this video, I do have a handful of updates for you that just came out today, so let's work our way through these one at a time. Alright, so first off, earlier today, Bernie Sanders was out showing a little bit of his disapproval and frustrations with a couple of his lawmaking colleagues, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. He went on to say in this interview that these two have sabotaged the president's agenda. He's specifically referring to the Build Back Better agenda from last year. Remember that? Shortly after the American Rescue Plan, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package that was passed in March of last year, was passed and signed into law. Shortly thereafter, about a month later, the president came out and unveiled his Build Back Better agenda, right? You remember that? Well, through the entire course of last year, lawmakers were working on it very slowly, but they did work on it a little bit throughout the course of the year. And then finally, late in the year, the House of Representatives passed the bill, $2.2 trillion. They sent it on to the Senate, and eventually, right before Christmas of last year, Joe Manchin came out and said, I can't do it. I cannot get myself to vote for this thing. I can't do it. And remember, they needed all of the votes out of the Democrats to get this bill done. It was a reconciliation bill, so they needed all 50 votes. Well, Joe Manchin basically said, I can't do it. I cannot get myself to vote for this bill. There's a lot of inflation. Inflation at the time was very high, but it was nothing compared to what we're dealing with now. And he was very concerned about inflation, as he is now as well. And he simply said, I just cannot vote for this bill. I cannot do it. Inflation is too hot right now, and this is just going to exacerbate the whole inflation situation. I just can't do it. So anyway, long story short, the bill basically didn't go anywhere. That was it. It kind of got dropped ever since. There's been some talk since then that they're maybe bringing it back in a much smaller version. Again, at the time, that was the House version of the bill, the $2.2 trillion, when really they had a maximum dollar amount and price tag of $1.75 trillion. So even they went over it by $450 billion in the House. But anyway, so now Bernie Sanders once again came out today, and again, very frustrated, very upset with his couple colleagues here, who basically, he said, these two alone have sabotaged the entire president's agenda. So did they really? I don't know. I'm going to let you decide that, but at the end of the day, a lot of economists, and again, economists that are not even biased toward this, but rather even Democratic economists that are coming out saying, if this bill would have passed, if you think inflation is hot now, inflation would have been unbelievably hot, like massive, massive inflation, if they would have passed another $2 trillion. So the economists out there, regardless which side of the aisle you talk to, and regardless which side of the aisle comes out and talks about this, they're all basically saying another $2 trillion would have been a bad, bad situation. So again, these are not my words. These are the words out of the economists, the reports, the analysts, all the people out there, and of course, Bernie Sanders from just earlier today. So I don't know. Bernie Sanders out making a little bit of an interview, and again, making some waves. But are we at all surprised? I mean, honestly, not really. As I've said before, Bernie Sanders, you gotta listen when he speaks, because honestly, he likes to make some waves. And realistically, he kind of gets his point across. When he comes out and says something, a lot of people listen because, it's Bernie, right? Anyway, not saying anything bad about him. I'm just simply saying you gotta listen when this guy speaks, because you honestly just never know what's going to come out, and sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's just, it's just what's going on. So anyway, wanted to give you that update. That was just a little bit earlier today. All right, so let me give you another update of some things that are going on as well. And I know that some of you may not care about this, but at the end of the day, this is something very important that we need to watch, very closely right now. So, as we know, with the whole global situation going on right now, there's been talk that maybe Finland and Sweden would be applying to join NATO, right? Well, this is, by the way, NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization that makes up about 30 different countries that kind of all have each other's back. Well, there's been a lot of talk about these two countries applying. However, it was announced today that Finland, yes, will be submitting their application to join NATO. So there's been a lot of talk saying that they may apply, but it was announced today that yes, in fact, they will be submitting their application. So that's going to be happening. Next, it was also announced today that the Prime Minister of Sweden will also be addressing the lawmakers there in Sweden to actually talk about considering their application as well. Now, it's not confirmed out of Sweden like it is out of Finland, but they will also be considering submitting their application as well. So the reason I'm saying this is because, we've heard some things out of Russia and Vladimir Putin saying, different things may happen in the event that these two countries actually apply. That's what I'm saying. You got to watch this stuff because honestly, kind of scary stuff out there right now. So anyway, just want to give you a real quick update on that. That came out today. And again, I'll continue watching everything. I don't love talking about that topic all that much here on the channel, but I do want to keep you updated because it's a very, very important topic, even though it feels like, oh, no, it's not going to impact us here at home. It's going to impact us here at home, okay? You got to watch this stuff. Anyway, let me keep you updated on that as I do get more information. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. Also, today, yes, another new record. Man, we're on a roll here. We should be proud. We should be giving everybody a pat on the back right now. I'm kidding. We shouldn't be. This is a new record that we should not be proud of in any way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, it is not our issue. It's not us that is behind all this. It's maybe other people that have a little bit more control over this, which doesn't happen to be any of us here on the channel. The lawmakers, the administration, it's all of these people that should really be taking a look in the mirror and see what is actually going on right now because they have the authority to do something about this and they're doing nothing. Anyway, today, yes, again today, even yesterday and on Friday, the last 3 days in a row, today, yesterday, and Friday, all 3 days, we have hit a new record of a national average for 1 gallon of gas. Yes, it is a true story. So here's the thing. On Friday, it was $4.43. Yesterday, it was $4.45. You want to guess what it is today? Yep, you're right, $4.47 a gallon on a national average. Yeah, we love paying more for the same old thing. Nice, right? So anyway, this is what we're all excited about. Not. So anyway, gas prices continue to move significantly higher right now, and this is something else that we are dealing with. Remember this. This was the same exact situation that we dealt with about 2 months or so ago. It was actually a little more than 2 months ago. So it was probably about 10 weeks ago or so. It was in late February and early March. It was literally every single day. I was coming back saying, you won't believe this. We're hitting new all-time high records once again. Well, at the time, again, I want to throw this out there, we did see multiple proposals coming out of lawmakers to send out one-time stimulus checks, ongoing monthly checks, tax rebates, voucher programs, all kinds of different things that were hitting the table about 10 or so weeks ago, back in late February and early March, when gas prices were hitting new all-time highs then. But now here we are. We've already exceeded the previous all-time high that was hit back on March 11th of $4.33 a gallon. We're already above that by 14 cents a gallon as of right now today. So, are they going to do something, or are we just going to sit here and watch it go up and up and up every single day? What's the problem here? Like, what's the solution, right? Obviously, all of us know the solution, but is anybody else listening? I guess that's the real question. I don't know. I guess when I see all this coming out right now and all these reports and everything coming out, I look through the comments section. I read all your comments. I read as many comments as I can each day. I read all these articles and I think, okay, there's a massive disconnect here. There's thousands / hundreds of thousands / millions of people in this country that are struggling with rapidly rising prices on everything. And Congress and the administration they have the ability, they have the authority to do something about it. And are they doing anything? It would seem like they're not doing a whole lot, right? So anyway, maybe they'll come out this week and maybe they'll actually do something about it. Again, I'll keep you posted. Hopefully we can get a flood of proposals and new introductions of things like they did about 10 weeks ago as far as getting money out to the people. But this time, hopefully they'll actually vote on it, right? So anyway, sorry, sometimes I get a little bit heated over that topic just because you've got to be kidding me. Like, they've got to do something about this. This is nuts. I mean, seriously, it's absolutely nuts. All right, anyway, we're going to move on from that one for now. Okay. All right, anyway. So, remember, last week they voted on that $40 billion of additional Ukraine relief, the $40 billion. Remember that? Passed through the House of Representatives with flying colors, I guess you could say. The bill passed through by 368 to 57 last week, so it passed really, really good. Well, they were supposed to be voting on it last week as well. Didn't happen. It didn't happen in the Senate. However, according to Mitch McConnell, they will likely be holding possibly some votes as early as Wednesday. So Wednesday of this week, they may be passing that $40 billion for additional Ukraine relief. But at the same time, some lawmakers, no surprise, are coming out right now saying, what is going on here? What about the American people as well? So there's a lot of lawmakers out there coming out right now, across the board that are just kind of saying, this is great. Don't get me wrong. $40 billion for Ukraine is nice. But at the end of the day, what about the people here in the United States, right? So there's a lot of, I would say, tension going on right now between lawmakers, as there always is. There has been for a very long time. But I've been reading a lot about this lately where it just seems like tensions are running a little bit high. Lawmakers are frustrated with each other. There's this whole, varying opinions on where the money should go, how much money should be spent, and who should be getting relief right now. And some lawmakers are simply saying, what about the people here in the United States that are getting smacked around every single day by rapidly rising prices on everything, and no policies are coming forward to actually change any of this? It's just like a runaway train that nobody can figure out how to stop, right? Kind of seems like the situation. So we're kind of just sitting on the sidelines. Unfortunately, we are the ones that are, kind of unfortunately, being hurt the most by all of this, and we don't really have the authority to do something about it. Unfortunately, wish we did, but right now we can't. The only thing we can do is really urge the lawmakers, nice group of people, by the way, I'm being sarcastic, we can only urge them to do something with their, congressional authority. Hopefully they can do something about that relatively soon. Also, I think that might be all the updates I have for you. Anyway, hope that one helps you. Again, I think that's all I have for you as of right now. I thought there was one more, but let me throw this one out there. Yes, there is one more actually. It's about inflation one more time. So I just read a report right before I started recording this video that said 32.8% of people are saying that inflation is their major concern right now as far as where they're seeing the inflation hitting, which is in grocery prices. So basically these people, the 32.8% of people, say that they're seeing the inflation the most right now in groceries. Yeah, that is a place, because here's the thing. What is common across all of us, whether you live in Florida, you live in Washington, you live in California, you live in Nebraska, you live in Texas, you live in Maine, it doesn't matter where you are. The one thing that all of us have in common, we all go to the grocery store, or at least we buy groceries to some capacity, right? So obviously all of us can feel the inflation in groceries, right? So maybe one of us goes out to a clothing store, meanwhile somebody else goes out to a furniture store. One person goes out to a car dealership, while the next person goes out to, a dog store where you buy dog food. What's that called? A pet food store. Yeah, maybe one person goes there. So my point is, when we go to all these different stores, you can't really feel the effects of inflation all across the board. But when we all go to the same grocery stores, which all of us do to some capacity, whether you're buying them, you're ordering them online and have them delivered, or you're, physically going there or having somebody else go for you, the fact of the matter is we're all buying groceries. Therefore, the 32.8% of the people that are responding to this are saying, yep, we're feeling the inflation right here in our groceries. So anyway, I knew I had one more up my sleeve for you, and there you go. All right, anyway, these are the reports that I have for you. Thanks again for watching this. I really do appreciate it. I'm watching everything closely for you every single day. I like to bring you the information as fast as I possibly can in these videos because I want to be respectful of your time. I want to give it to you down and dirty, fast and simple, and then get on the way so that you can get on with your day and just, enjoy your day. So anyway, with that being said, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other nearly 2,500 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I truly appreciate you. Please stay safe out there. Leave your comments, questions, and feedback down below. I read as many as I possibly can each and every day. And of course, I do try to respond to as many as possible as well. Thanks again. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the